When I was 13, 14 years old, growing up in Savannah, Georgia, there was a guy that lived across the street from me named Robbie Cribb. Now, Robbie was a little bit older than I was. He was a big, tall, athletic guy. And I really looked up to Robbie. I wanted to do a lot of stuff that Robbie could do. And Robbie would talk me into doing a lot of crazy things. He'd say, "Come on, Richie, just try it. Come on, Richie, just try it." I remember he came up with the idea of tying a rope to a bicycle and riding it off the end of the dock at low tide. See, at low tide, the dock was about 12 feet above the mud. And I still remember sitting on that bicycle, looking down the dock, staring at the edge of the dock, like it's the edge of the Grand Canyon. And I'm Evel Knievel. And I'm scared to death. I didn't think there's any way in the world I could ride this bike off the end of that dock. And Robbie says, "Come on, Richie, just try it." Well, eventually, I worked up some nerve. I got on the bike, I took off, it built up some speed, hit the end of the dock, and went flying into the air, smack right into the mud. And we used the rope to pull the bike up out of the mud, and we did it over and over and over again until we were covered in mud. Well, eventually, the rope came untied from the bike. And that bike must have sunk all the way up to its seat post. And Robbie and I were working and trying to get the bike out of the mud, but it wouldn't budge. And the tide was coming in. As far as I know, that bike is still down there today. Oh, I forgot to mention, it was my little brother's bicycle. No way I'd use my own. Robbie was a combination of Eddie Haskell from Leave It to Beaver and MacGyver. He'd come up with these crazy ideas. He'd talk me into doing them. "Come on, Richie, just try it." Well, most of these ideas, if not all of them, did not work out so well. And since I was a little bit younger, I usually paid the price for it. See, my mom was blind in one eye, somehow or another. Even half blind, she could see all the stupid stuff that we would do. And she'd say, "Richie, you better watch out for that Robbie Cribb. He's going to get you killed." And then I'd be grounded. We had another friend, Joe Susevich. Joe was the first one of our friends to get his driver's license, which is a really big deal. One day, Robbie and I see Joe's car coming down the road. And Robbie said, "This would be hilarious if we jumped out of the woods and mooned him." And it would have been hilarious if Joe's mom wasn't driving the car that day. I got grounded really good for that one. And I'm still not so sure how in the world she recognized me. We've all seen those Nike commercials, haven't we, with the "Just Do It" slogan? We got all these sweaty athletes working really hard to just do something. Well, what those commercials don't tell you is that before you can just do anything, there has to be a vulnerable moment in your life where you're willing to step outside your comfort zone and just try it. Just try it. The phrase "just try it" pretty much implies there's a really good chance this is not going to work out. I'm sure every one of you can think of a moment in your life where you just tried something and it didn't work so well. Maybe it just didn't turn out the way you thought it would. We've all had these humbling moments where we feel like we've crashed and burned. Something magical happens in these moments. We learn. We learn from our attempts. We learn from our mistakes. There's a saying that if you're not making some mistakes, you're not putting forth enough effort. In other words, you're not pushing the envelope of what you're doing to find out just how good it can be. We need to be pushing the envelope of what we're doing. Because the more we do that, if we do that over and over again, eventually we get comfortable in the uncomfortable. And that's how you broaden your horizons. I want to encourage every one of you to just try it. If you've got some crazy idea in your head, whether you put it there or somebody else put it there for you, just find that inner kid inside you that doesn't worry about what might go wrong and just try it. Be willing to make some mistakes, because that is how you learn. how you broaden your horizons. That is what Robbie Cribb taught me. Robbie Cribb taught me to overcome my fear and just try things just for the experience of trying it. I remember we used to get in so much trouble, and I never really had a good excuse. I'd say, well, Robbie was doing it, and that did not go well with my mom. She'd say, if Robbie Cribb jumped off a bridge, would you do it too? I never had a good answer for that either. I'd say, I don't know. Well, she'd ask that question over and over and over again. Probably because we did stupid stuff over and over and over again. But every time she'd catch us doing something, she'd say, if Robbie Cribb jumped off a bridge, would you do it too? And as a rebellious teenager, that question really aggravated me. Until I realized there's two ways to get her to stop asking that question. Now, I'm not saying we chose the right one, but one day, Robbie Cribb jumped off Turner's Creek Bridge, and I was right behind him, and it was awesome. Just try.